move yourself. What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com. You know, the weekly friendly host that breaks down what's really working in the app space to give you the knowledge, the tactics, the no fluff way of doing apps and helping you grow your downloads and those revenues. And today we're going to do something different, but it is something that I get asked all the time. These are questions I get asked all the time. And so I'm super excited to bring in our guest, Ben, who will be asking all the questions that you probably have in your mind. And so, actually, you know what? Fudge it, H. Without further ado, let's bring in Ben. All right. Ben's not here. We pre-recorded everything just a couple of days ago, but I'm going to be in the comments. I'm still live, okay? I'm still here. This is physically still me, 9 a.m. But what's up, Joe? Good to see you. Just to prove that I'm here. Miguel, good to see you as well. We've got H, who's in right here. And then we've got Beyond the Light. So, hey, guys, the main thing that Ben and I really talk about is, when do you start thinking about beyond ASO? What is my tactic to going into apps and building them? Like, what strategies do I use early on? And what strategies should you start deploying as you move, as your app moves from, launch to maybe $1,000 a month to 10,000 a month to ultimately 100,000 and millions of dollars a month. And so that's what we talk about here. I'll be in the comments. H and I will be monitoring all the comments. So if you got any questions, I'll kind of come back and forth as we are doing this. Yes, I am here. It's not pre-recorded. There you go. See, what's up, you guys? I am here. So anyways, enjoy the show. If you got questions along the way, ask them, because I'll come back and then I'll answer the questions. But let's bring in Ben and then I'll get out of here. Oh, Joe. Yeah, Joe, you asked about this. So, okay. So we did notice that there was an algorithm freeze in October where a lot of the different, like I said, I try to share things in our community. So welcome, Joe, in our community. But with the algorithm change, things are getting a little bit easier, Joe. So if you go into Slack in our private community, you'll start to see us talking about this, where certain things from an ASO standpoint are moving a bit more. And so that's what I would say about the algorithm change. Is actually beneficial to most app developers right now. All right. Where is your cap? What do you mean my cap? Oh, my cap. Hey, I want to show off my hair. Okay, I still got it. Still got to show it off. I don't always want to wear a hat. Greetings from Germany. What's up, my man? And the Cortua's here. Gav, good to see you, man. Okay, there's my cap. Thank you, H. All right, Florent. All right, guys. All right, I'm gonna bring in Ben, and then again, obviously, H and I will be monitoring the comments. All right, so here we go. All right, Ben, we're recording. So before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're calling, where we're talking from, because it's a little different.
Sure. Okay. So my name is Ben. I actually, my background is heavily on mobile development. I was working on mobile development for about 10 years. And for the past years and couple of years, I started to do some mobile marketings and trying to get my people to know more about the app that I'm working on. That's why I'm right now heavily study some marketings, mobile marketing, ASO, ASA, some social media stuff. Like I've been spent my life pretty much building stuff, but
Yeah.
about year and 2 year, try to make people see more my stuff, and that's see a little more revenue coming in. So it's mostly right now want to learn the marketing from you and from the communities and a lot of the stuff like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, I am a mobile developers who want to start kind of making more people see my apps, something like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I always say if you're gonna over index on anything, or if you're gonna really like focus on anything, focus on distribution marketing rather than features,
Yeah, yeah.
especially with AI. Ben, you're in Thailand?
Oh yeah, I'm in Thailand right now, so
Yeah.
it's 8 a.m.
It's a
Yeah,
growing
I
community,
was
huh? We just had a previous not previous.
I
We
watched
just had
that.
another
I watched
client.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched that. So the app called Nutkel, right?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've seen him awesome
Yeah.
episode, and yeah, I've
Yeah.
learned
Thanks, man.
something from that.
Hopefully we'll come out to Thailand next year. So stay tuned.
Mm.
That's it. It's on my list. All right, my friend. So let's get into some of the questions you had for us. I know one of the apps when you and I first talked, I was like, oh, I'm really excited about this category. Fortunately, we've had some success here and there, but I know you had some questions for me. So let's get into some of those questions.
Mm. Yeah. But yeah, before starting the question, actually, I have a goal that basically to a quantified goal is to make like a hundred and not 100, 1,005 USD per month,
Okay.
kind of from my portfolio. So
Mhm.
that's what I come up with a question based on that goal I have,
So
something like that,
1,500.
something like that. Yeah,
So like roughly 2,000. Let's just
1,500,
call it $2,000 USD.
something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Not too hard. Let's get into it then. You want to ask some questions or you want me to get into it? You want me to just
Oh,
go through
okay.
your questions? Okay, I can go through it.
Good,
Look,
good.
so,
Okay, love.
this is one of the main questions that we get all the time. Mobile app growth framework. What is the ideal way of growing a mobile app? And what point should we transition to the next step? And it's a frequent question
Yeah.
I get. For me, Ben, because of what I know, I always like to start off with ASO and ASA. Okay. And I'll
Mm,
tell you
mm,
exactly why. And, for me to get to the 2000, Ben, we've got a couple of apps in that realm already, just in our portfolio. To get to that, you just have to do a lot of keyword research. And for me, the way I like to build is look at where the demand is. Like one of your apps, I'm really like, I'm like, this is a good category. People search for it. There's not a lot of competition for it. And so to get to that $2,000 a mark, right? A month, I would just focus on ASO and ASA in the very beginning, right?
mm,
And the growth hack that I have that, there's been some controversy around where you do a lifetime free offer and you make it free. I have a pivot. So what I'm going to say is Indie App Santa is back. We're back up and running through a different iteration. I'm going to promote that a little bit later in the show, but I still like that framework. And I think now I have to pivot in terms of like how to get App Store ratings still without sharing it publicly, because then everybody does it and Apple starts to care. So I start with ASO ASA because with Meta and TikTok, especially if you're going to run ads, it's going to require a lot of work. Whereas ASO and ASA, if you can just make it work, it does, we've been able to, if we're right, Ben, we can get we took an app from 200 to 7,000 within the first month. We took one of our other clients using ASO, right? And this was 2023, so just 2 years ago, but we looked at the app. He was like, I want to build an app for this, for kids. And I said, nobody searches for that. When I did keyword research, here's the keywords that I found in the AI space that is more niche. And he built the app. And Ben, within the first 22 days, we made $1,600. So we hit your goal in the first 22 days just because we were right on those keywords. And so what I would suggest you do is if you got an app idea, like look at the apps out there and just kind of figure out which keywords are worth targeting. And you need to only find 2 keywords with a search traffic of 30. So start with ASO ASA because they're high intent users. And then once you have some scale, so for our apps, when we're at like $3,000 to $5,000 a month organically, that's when I'm like, okay, are other competitors in the space running ads? If they are, then I'm going to invest some in ads because ads, especially any type of Meta and TikTok, whether it's ads or organic, it requires a lot of work. You got to create those videos. right? Like that's a lot of freaking work. Whereas ASO, ASA,
Yeah,
you just need keywords and that's it.
yeah. That's actually what I've been doing as well. Um, yeah, actually, for my story before I like work with you, right? I have
Yeah.
been following. I actually saw you first time, I think, in the Shipathon from Revenue Cats 2020
Hmm.
24 last year. So at that time, so enter and I saw some content and I start following, and I start doing what you have mentioned. But first, I don't really great at doing keyword research. Then I do some keywords, and then I do some lifetime giveaway on app advice as well.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw an increase in revenue and the rating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to following that approach, but left for me right now is to start the ASA. That haven't been done yet because for the last months and couple of months, we have me and your team has analyzed some statistic of the app that we are working on and see some. It's okay. It's a little bit below the industry standard, but I think I can optimize a little bit more with the app. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah. So if back to the question, like, yeah, I think I totally love your approach of doing the ASO first, and then I've been doing lifetime giveaway actually a lot, pretty much a lot of the time to Reddit and App Santa once, and also the App Advice as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but I know there is some controversy around that. But um, for me, I haven't got any. I got the warning once, the Apple email warning once, but
Mm-hmm.
later on I just removed the rating after the onboarding out, and then I got a little less rating, but I no I don't get the warning anymore. But
Don't
still,
worry,
yeah,
Ben. I think I've got a new way of doing it. I just need data and I'm going to run it on my own apps too. But I think I've got a new way of doing it because it's already working well for another client of ours that's getting more organic traffic. And so don't
mm,
worry, I will be back better than ever to all the people who doubted me and said, don't do this lifetime offer. I want to thank you because I know my audience and the people that are within our community, our clients are going to know how to do it better and, it still work and not get in trouble with Apple. I do believe, like I said before, when I first created the video, it's the reviews. Apple cares
yeah,
because
yeah,
yes, we are like, we're hacking it. And so we're growth hackers. That's what we do. We hack. I think it
mm,
will get us in trouble when we hack. That's the point of calling it hacking. But
sure.
one of the next things I've been thinking about portfolio versus single app
Mm,
growth.
mm. That's
Look,
a
I
question that I
think
have right now.
yeah, I think this is a something that I've been thinking about a lot lately too. Okay.
Mm,
And I think it depends on, for me, this is the way I'm doing it. Okay. I'm just telling you how I'm doing it, not giving you suggestions. So then you
sure,
know
sure,
how
sure,
I'm
sure,
actually
sure.
doing. I like the portfolio approach because then with the portfolio approach, I can find one or two that I can then grow. Right. So with the single app approach, I think that's interesting, especially for those who have raised money. That's interesting.
Mm,
For us
mm,
indies who know a little bit about ASO and who love to build, I like the portfolio approach, right? And the portfolio approach would be because we're indies, because we're hacking, I would do a couple of different Apple accounts and launch apps in different categories. Because even as much as ASO I know, right? Not everything hits. Like my hit rate when I told people is like, it's like maybe 30, 40%. So I'm wrong 60 to 70% of the time, which,
yeah.
for a baseball player or a basketball player might be good, right? Like, so even
Mm,
the best basketball players only hit 50% of their shots. So that's why I like the portfolio approach that funnels into a single app growth approach. And so with the portfolio approach, I'm trying to figure out which single app I can try to scale with Meta, TikTok, with ads. So I'm trying
mm,
to get them to grow organically and then try to, you know, make that even grow. And I've seen this work really well. Like some of our clients are doing $20,000, $30,000 MRR, indie developers that with this portfolio approach where one app is making, let's say 50, 60% of the revenues of that, but there's a few others that just kind of amount. And as I'm releasing more apps, our app portfolio is starting to grow from a revenue perspective too. And it's primarily because we're focusing on the two or three that are making the money, Ben. But the other ones, they're making like a few $100 a month. So it's like not bad when you combine them all, right?
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
actually good if like we don't want to go to social media marketing early, right? We try to
Yes.
build portfolio where the customer come in using ASO and ASA first before moving to invest more. And then, as you have said, we can choose whether which one to scale with the Meta or TikTok ad later. Yeah, I actually doing the reason I'm asking is I'm actually doing a portfolio approach
Yeah.
right now. That's we have like around 4 to 5 app that's kind of make that, but like some perform better and better. But someone just asked me, why don't you just focus on one? But I say because I'm using ASO and ASA first, we can target more keywords when we have more apps. And so, but sometimes if you're talking to the people into like who is not indies and who is more into investment and like into the VC stuff, they say, why don't you just build one brand and then just do something like one brand and make people know that and something like that. So, but yeah,
Well, Ben, look, I want to
mm,
make it into more of a conversational thing rather than just me coaching you. The
yeah,
thing that I talked to somebody else who's in our community, our AppFounders.co community, and I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you know what? I just want to go all in on one app. That's what I was thinking. Because I grew up in the Bay
mm,
Area. I was born in Miramar, but
mm,
Burma, but I grew up in the Bay Area. So I was just like, I'm gonna go all in on one app. Maybe try to raise some money, have some good connections. And then he said I was talking to him in New York, and he's like, Steve, look, I have a portfolio of apps. None of my apps make more than $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Not one single app makes more than that. He's been able to grow it all organically through ASO, but he's also been able to sell a portfolio of apps of his apps for $1 million. Then,
mm,
so I was like, and the way he kind of phrased it opened the eyes for me. He came out to my house and we were continuing to chat, but the way he phrased it was interesting. He's like, look, I want these small apps. I'm going to target the long tail, right? And I can
mm,
build. And if you know that you love building and if you're like me, I don't like to work on just one little thing. I like to work on multiple things because that's what gets me going. Then who cares? There's so many ways to make a business. You don't have to follow. They're only going to give you the advice that they think is true. So follow the
yeah,
advice that you think is true. And so he opened my eyes and I was like, you know what? That's actually not a philosophy. So why don't I merge the two? Why don't I build a portfolio and try to find a couple that I really want to scale? And that's sort of been my approach now.
yeah. I I actually before I actually I have an answer in my mind that I would go with portfolio because
Yeah.
it's worked well for me right now.
Yeah.
I want to like share a little story about the portfolio stuff as well because putting the app in the kind of category of health and fitness, right? And sometimes words. I mean, the same solutions can fit multiple keywords if you use it like that, and that's make kind of my portfolio focus on categories. So I'm not like going here and there to like trying to build like a calendar apps and trying to build some focus timer and then build some
Yeah.
post-it app, something like that. But trying to make it the same kind of the same categories, but um, with a different keyword targeting, something like that. So the thing
Yeah.
is, once I started working with Jews on like I think 4 or 5 months ago, we have the first set of keywords, right? That we analyzed my first app, and I saw like some keyword that is interest. Take that to build another apps for the Shipperton 2025, like that has in like 2 or 3 months ago, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow that apps like it's grow right now faster than anything else right now.
Nice.
So it
Nice, dude.
yeah. I actually want to, and then if I can share the name and stuff, it would be nice. But I can send you later on the apps that yeah.
Send it.
So basically the yeah here or
Yeah, no.
later.
Here, there's a little comment thing, and I'll post it into. I can share my screen. I can talk about it. But if you're willing to share it, I'm willing to. Have it be
Okay.
shared.
Here I'm not sure like the comments or
Yeah,
something.
there's this is just a local recording, so go ahead and just share it.
Okay, so
You
what
see the private chat here?
private chat on the right hand side in
Yeah.
full screen mode. Private chat is disabled. So, okay. Ah, okay. So let's say so the app that I'm working with you right now is this one, right? This one is the one we are working on with the
Hmm.
app master. So is this one. And
You want
when
me to
you
share this?
send the yeah, I think it's fine. I think right
Okay.
now. So yeah,
Okay.
but later on, I when you see the first keyword list, I see the interesting kind of categories in terms of I let's say it's a Pilates. I
Hmm.
would just say it out, but not the keyword. But the
Hmm.
Pilates app seems like it's pretty kind of niche, and the volume is a lot, and competitor is not much. So I'm
Hmm.
go ahead and create another one for the Shipathon challenge this year,
Hmm.
and I use that to enter that one, and somehow this one make I think 800 right now USD
Nice, dude. Nice.
within like 2 to 3 months right now,
Nice.
and somehow the flow is pretty similar to each other, but
Yep.
the I think it's the keyword nature that make it go faster,
Do you want
and
me to
I
share this one
even
too?
see I think that's fine. Yeah. Um. So, but the
This is
thing I found interesting is like I think this keyword just is hit the Google search as well. It hit the SEO search. That's what I'm
mm-hmm.
seeing
Hmm.
because the keyword that target the keyword that seems to work on ASO somehow work on SEO Google as well, and I think that's why most of the traffic coming in.
Yep.
And
We
yeah,
saw that
but
with another client.
yeah, so that's what I think is working right now for me, and
That's awesome.
that's why it's come to the question that I also support my point of doing the portfolio app more because it's open up for the more opportunities and stuff like that, and then we
Yep.
can it's like we have more tools to kind of work, and then I think it's have more opportunity to target as well. I
Yeah.
yeah, same to
Well, this is
you,
why I like
answer. Yeah, yeah,
this is why I like app
yeah, yeah, yeah.
advice. Because
Mm,
if you do it, like one of our clients in the early days when I helped him out, Rudy, we have a video about it, but we saw just like you said, Ben, our the traffic, like we after app advice, we went from 50 downloads a day to 200. And that's because of what you said. We're getting SEO traffic. And the reason why we're getting
mm.
SEO traffic was we were on app advice for a day and then other websites you know, covered
Oh,
it.
backlink.
And so there,
Yeah.
yeah, there were backlinks to the web to his app, which allowed him to get more SEO friendly rankings and drive
Mm,
downloads. And so when I looked at App Store search down, when I looked at downloads by source type, I saw web, and I was like, "What web?" And then I searched for his primary keyword, and there he was, number one and you didn't
mm,
even have to put app, by the way. It wasn't like yours
mm.
where you put the app, or maybe you don't, but like you didn't have to put app. So I love it, man. Congratulations. You're there then. You're getting close to your goal.
Yeah, but I just want to make it like um. So basically, I think last so to I actually hit the 100 and 1,500 last month already, but
Nice.
it's also from doing a free giveaway, right? And then after the giveaway, there is I put some like win. I wouldn't call it win back, but how to make it like make when after free giveaways, I charge like a little bit like $8 per
Hmm.
to get it for free. Like sorry, the deal has done. If you want this deal, we have $8 and some
I
like that,
love that
and
idea.
that I think that's make around 300 and 400 that I do
That's
last
a
month.
great
That's why
idea.
that's why I hit the that's one. Yeah.
Hey, this is why I love sharing content because what I love is people have come back and said, see, I did it, but I modified it and I made it better. So you
Mm,
took
mm.
the app advice campaign and said, okay, if you missed out on the deal, you can still get it for a discounted price. Amazing. Great idea.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah,
sharing
but
that, Ben.
yeah, but the approach I do is I unlock it with code. That's mean the user gonna more when more people come, someone if they don't come from the campaign, they're just gonna go to the paywall and choose the option. But I didn't
Yeah,
do it app advice. I do it on Reddit last time,
yeah, yeah.
and somehow I think there is some Taiwan Taiwan websites and
Same.
Egypt's
Yep.
Egypt's Facebook page, and
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
and somehow that so most of the revenue that doesn't come from US is from Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Egypt.
We see that
That's
all the time. Sometimes we see Vietnam doing download. Well,
mm,
that's why, like, even with Indie App Santa, people ask, like, Steve, now the app's down as like worse results. Like, no, the reason why I bought the whole company was because I saw that it wasn't reliant on the app. I knew
mm,
that we could get in trouble one day or something could happen. And so I saw that when I ran before we owned Indie App Santa, when I ran these campaigns, I saw what you saw. All these other websites covered it be not just in the app Santa. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. And if an app is like very like people love this type of category, like we did 100,000 once, and I was like, whoa, they can drive this much. And so,
mm.
yeah, man, congratulations. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but just one, but that's like not maintainable if I don't give away again this month. So I want like base revenue to be like 1,500. That's my goal. So yeah, trying to do that. Then I think another question that I want to add from the list that because right now I'm trying to do the change my before going to that said that it was having some 2 or 3 Apple accounts to do because right
Mm.
now I
All right. Wanted to come back in, answer some questions before we get into Ben's question about having multiple Apple accounts. I see some questions, so I want to change the pace a little bit here. Arc loves to code. I added a hard paywall to my AI app and currently seeing around a 10% install to paid conversion. I feel like some users need to experience the app before experiencing it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Arc to code, 10% install to paid is insane, is insane. The average is 2%. So what I would do is balance it. So if what you can do is, the hard press feature, people hard pressed to, ultimately delete the app. That's where you can say, hey, here's where you can get free credits. So if you want to go give free credits, that's when you start to do it. And that balances it off because if you are running meta ads, I feel like optimizing for subscriptions and trials, not feel like is the way to go. So with a hard paywall, that's when you're going to get the high 10%. When we had a hard paywall for one of our apps, we were doing I hope, maybe if it's 10% install to paid, but we're doing 13% trial activations. And then when we put an X in there, we were getting 6. So I do feel like with Meta and everything else, if you're running paid acquisition, especially on Meta, just go hard paywall. It's the best way to do it and get the best signals. If you know, I have the advantage. I watch all our YouTube videos because I'm creating them. But if you watch them all, the people that have scaled Meta generally in the bootstrap ones, okay, I'm not talking about the ones that have raised money, but the bootstrap entrepreneurs who are spending their own money and have to make a positive ROAS, they generally, not always the case, but they generally have a hard paywall, right? So that's my opinion on that. Hope that answers your question. Frank, good to see you, my friend. See, I remembered. I remembered. Tom, we do talk about MMP advice. So stay tuned for that. Ben asked me that question, and we'll get to that if you just stay tuned for that. All right. If you got other more questions, put them in there. Told you, I'm watching. Now, let's get back to Ben.
just do one account for all the apps. Why do you think like we should have like multiple accounts for the portfolios, something like
I
that?
think so. Yeah, I would. I would. It's just more for like, as you said, hey, one would be health and fitness, another one might be,
Okay.
PDF, right? Like, or whatever category productivity. So
Mm,
personally, I would have multiple accounts just in case. Who knows? Apple, if you're watching this, who knows what you're going to do in the future, right?
true.
So play it safe. It's yeah, I would play it. I think it's a little bit safer. And so once you get to a
Mm,
point with the portfolio, then it's good to have a couple of different accounts in there.
mm,
I've got I've got obviously the Indie App Santa account and I have 3 other accounts, and then one account that I don't tell anybody about. Only my team knows about this one.
Mm,
And so that's sort of how I like to kind of weigh it in there.
sure, sure. Yeah. So then leave me to another question is, I'm trying to like migrate my account from personal to the company account right now. So any insight you have on that, or any recommendation to or don't, or something like that?
Yeah, it's not a hard process. I did that. I think I did it for a couple of different accounts with Indie App Santa. I created the company first and then created the account because
Mm,
we were moving it from the previous owner to our account. There's a brand new account that we created and just using more to like the growth hacking mentality. My team I was like, oh, I got to create an LLC and all that stuff. And she's like, who cares? Just launch it under your personal account. So we did do that, Ben. We launched it under a
mm,
personal account. The app started making money and we're like, okay, now let's make it into a business account. And so it was an easy process. The only thing that you have to pay attention to is your developer name. You
mm,
have to request to Apple to show your company name rather than your personal name. So even though your account now is a business account, right, not an individual account, your developer name on the App Store, and I won't show it again, but your developer name on the App Store might show your name still. And so you would have to tell Apple, it's another form you have to fill out, and you have to email them and say, hey, can you change it to my company name? And then they'll change it to
mm.
your company name. So that's the only thing you should be worried
Yeah,
about.
because right now I need to like input some DUNS number, something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is a
Duns.
process.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
one.
yeah, but I've seen people like try to put keyword in the developer names. I'm not sure if that's something you would, but it needs to be the same as my company names. But I'm not sure how well it play in the games of ASO and is that you have seen the company name
I mean, it was
keyword.
something we did in 2015, like 10 years ago. A lot of people are doing that. I don't know if it's that important these days.
Okay. Mm,
I'm sure it
okay.
helps.
Then
I'm sure it does. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm sure it does, but I don't know how important it is at this point.
mm, okay. Okay. Cool. Then yeah. Leave to like. Is it last question? Let me see.
Well, you have the social media if you want to talk about that
Yeah.
or the MMP stuff.
Okay. So yeah, I think let's see that because right now I believe that the approach that we are working on the ASO the ASA working, but it just
Hmm.
take time to kind of find a way to optimize and gonna grow. It's not something that is gonna work like instantly. It might hit that you have said sometimes it hits and it's grow, fast. But if it's
Not
not
always.
hit and it can go linearly. I don't mind if go like this, not like this, but it just want to like keep going a little bit more and more. So I would spend time a little bit more to see the results. But so let's take a little bit more of next step on like social media stuff, right? So right now I have some social media account here and there, but to make from your experience to make the like Meta and TikTok to work, especially for the app growth stuff. If you start from scratch again, how do you think you would build the social media channels from day one?
Look, I'm not an expert in this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
From your
with
experience of
TikTok,
your client.
yeah, from my experience, from what I hear, it's really paying attention to all the trends of
Mm,
TikTok. So like
mm,
you can go viral if you're trying to go organic. And I've seen it. I've had clients who are doing, let's say, $50,000 a month, just reliant on organic TikTok. And they've shared with me what they do. But when I look at their account, there's a few videos this is why I start with ASOASA. There's a few videos that have millions of views, and there's a few videos that have hundreds and thousands of views.
mm,
So you always have to work hard to get the algorithm to make it work for you. And so it's not saying it's been possible, but there's also other people who just don't care, right? They're just going to find an ad. And Desmond Ho, who we had on a month or two ago, and you guys should check out that episode, really great episode. He spent a whole year to drive 100,000 downloads on his app just using organic Instagram and TikTok. And now he's like, you know what? I'm just going to find the right ad, because then that's sort of my philosophy too, Ben, right? Like I use ASO and ASA to find the app that is going to help me scale, and then spend all that time that you have to create anyways. Time is a variable. You have to spend a lot of time to find the organic video that's going to go viral. You have to spend a lot of time that's going to get the video ad that's going to help you hit it, right? All of that takes
mm,
time. Why don't you just spend that time with the video ad, because that'll scale for months, whereas an organic viral video will only scale for days. So my
mm,
philosophy is just do paid, right? Like find ASO and ASA. ASA is paid, I know a little bit, but then spend all that time with paid, because even the people that have found organic to work are now moving towards paid. And I think the Cal AI guys, like, I've heard a few episodes or a few podcast interviews with them. They are running paid too, just with influencers, right? Like, so there's always going to be a paid model, even though you're relying on organic. And I'm assuming they're probably running ads on Meta as well these
yeah.
days.
I think yeah, because I think it's more controllable if you right. You
Yes.
can something. I haven't talked to somebody. They just build something that measure the money they invest in, and then if it's made like 2x, okay, I will go. If made 3x, I will kind of do that, because we cannot do that with organics, because
Yeah.
when we spend, it's more control. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think like ASO and ASA is even more control than that, because we can
Mhm.
specify the keywords and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep. That's why I always start
yeah,
with that.
but
And
I
then, mhm.
yeah, but I just want to like because right now I just want to know if you want to build an channel for doing an ads, because not all the posts gonna be kind of ads, right? So I need to. So I know it might not be the thing that you mainly focus on, but I even asked something. Should I do like personal brand account like with my name on it, or is like
Mhm.
some of the like brand of the apps and then just put it in something like that? From your
What
experience, is it
is
different? Something like that.
Look, I don't think it matters. I think personal brand is just fine. I forget what's the one app that's super big? It's like an AI note taker, but it's not. They've gone. Oh,
Uh,
I always forget their name. Oh man, it's not Otter, but it's not Scribed, is it? Scribe.
I think that's my eyes, but yeah.
Dang it. Anyways, that person, his name is Craig, I believe. He's the founder of it. It's gone off. I mean, it's super viral now. And I see his Instagram ads. It's literally his it's his personal thing. So I
Mm,
don't think it matters. Let me look it up.
okay,
Craig. I think his name is Craig. I always forget.
to a lot
Something.
of
I'll
people.
figure it out. Yeah. I'll put it at
Okay.
the end. Okay. If yeah, I'll put it at the end. I'll find it, but I'll show you guys. But all his ads are running off of his his personal Instagram
Mm,
versus, versus an app. So I kind of like that strategy because it makes it feel a little bit more real, quote
personal.
unquote.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
personal versus, and I know a lot of people that I follow on Instagram about like social media growth, they run it off of their own personal account versus business
Mm,
account. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Actually, we need to experiment that. And yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to yeah work on that. So yeah, I think that's about social media stuff that I have, because right now I think while I'm doing ASO and ASA, but eventually after that we need to get there anyway. If I'm working long term, like probably maybe next year I need to do some social media ads as a first time. So then the question is how to prepare the app for that, because
Yeah.
then later the MMP stuff, like because that's important for measuring ROI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how to prepare yourself for doing like it's a long process, and I think it's not a long, but it's quite a hard working process to create a content. But from an app perspective and stuff, how do you think we should prepare ourselves?
So
What which thing you do to do the social media ads? Yeah.
ads, like I think once you feel like, okay, the app is called Speechify. Speechify. I always forget
Okay.
that.
Ah,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
why.
yeah. I
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you see Speechify's ads, you'll see, I think his name is Craig. I apologize, Craig, but I know Rohan. The Cliff, his name is Cliff. So you'll see Cliff's, it'll be running off of his Instagram profile versus Speechify. Okay. So here's what I would like to do. All you need, AppsFlyer is a big partner of ours, and I'm super excited to be working with them. It is one of their biggest MMPs. A lot of our big clients use AppsFlyer. But if you're just an indie and you're going to only spend, a few $1,000s a month, just do the Facebook SDK. That's it.
Ah,
That's
okay.
all you really need. A lot of people just run hundreds of $1,000s in ad spend with just the Facebook SDK. So that's all you really need. I think when you feel confident that the metrics are hitting, right? And so my app that's only making about $3,000 a month, we're running ads on that. Now, this is why I don't start with meta ads, because they're not profitable right now. And I'm like, okay,
Mm,
well, we got to figure out. And a lot of times meta takes, I've heard it from clients, right? I've heard it from others in the industry, developers I talk to personally. Sometimes it takes 8 months. Ben, sometimes it takes a year to get meta to crack, right? Desmond said it took him a month too. And so one of the guys I just recently talked to, he said he started out with 3,000. He had a meta ads expert found like partner, started off with 3,000, started just breaking even, and then went up to 5,000, and then started slowly breaking even still until one video. This is why I say, why spend all that time? One video ad creative allow them to scale to $100,000 a month. And now the app is making
mm,
more than $100,000 a month as well. But that's just to say, like, meta takes so much time, and the focus is still on just the content and the ad creative. So if you're going to do it for organic and hope that it works, well, do it on meta, because that thing will scale to $100,000 in ad spend profitably.
mm,
So just the Facebook SDK is all you really need. There are some
okay.
things that I'll tell you offline that I'm working on for the portfolio stuff when you're working on ASO and U apps. And there's another thing that I'm testing with current clients about running meta ads and how to give meta more data, is what I will
Mm,
say. But I'm going to save that for our community, and I can't share everything. Okay. I am testing it. Maybe I've said
yeah,
it. So maybe you've heard it, but I'm trying to not, again, not overshare everything. But yeah, Meta
sure.
SDK would be good enough.
Yeah, that's what I get. Yeah, I to do that because from talking to a lot of people, I think if you want to more control stuff, we go with Meta instead of TikTok, right? Because it's more control. There has been some data and it's been doing ads more than that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
answer my question a lot because I actually work in the corporate. I'm still a little bit now, but they use app flyers. It's like big app
Hmm.
in Thailand still who use some app flyers, and I have experience using that. But when looking at the cost, I think it's not efficient for an indie apps like me to do
Yeah.
it now. So just finding a way to make it work for and spend on MMP on the early days. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we try the Facebook SDK and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like AppsFlyer knows that. And so they're okay with that too. Right. Like, so that's why I'm like, it's, just go with that. Just go with the
Mm,
SDK. So here to your point about Speechify, here's the meta ads
mm,
library, and I put in Cliff's name, and you can see
mm,
Speechify. But the funny thing is, it's under Cliff's, and then it's under Speechify's as well.
mm.
So it's under both, surprisingly. The same ad. So
Maybe
you can do both. There you
maybe
go, Ben. I get
maybe
Craig's or Cliff's. I always call him Craig.
experimenting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same ad, but sometimes it runs on Speechify's uh, their profile. Sometimes it runs on Cliff's profile.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
So there you go. Same video right here.
Mm,
All right.
okay.
Ben, anything else?
Yeah. Maybe how to get into that appfounder.co. I haven't been there yet. The the
Yeah.
thing you mentioned, your communities, because I
Yeah.
haven't joined yet.
Well, it is a paid community because I
Sure.
want you to care. I don't like to do free because then people stop caring. But just go to
I know.
appfounders.co, and then, we can figure out something because you're already a client. We're already working with you. We can figure out something to get you some access to it. So we'll talk offline on all that.
Okay.
But for those
Then
who are
some
interested,
question
just
we have right
e-commerce.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, Ben, anything you want
Thanks
to
so much.
plug? If the audience wants to connect with you and say thank you for coming on, do you want to send them anywhere?
Um,
Your LinkedIn, you want, or nothing? You want to keep it private? Go find me.
LinkedIn. I think this LinkedIn is. I can send you a LinkedIn link for me, right?
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Um,
So I'll put your LinkedIn profile into the show notes, and then Ben, keep in touch, man. Look forward to having you back on, and we can learn from you next time. Like I hit my goal, I'm at
uh,
10K, 50K, 100K. We'll have you back on and do
yeah,
that.
but slowly to do that, like keep
Yeah, for
going
sure.
a little bit more because I feel like that yet, but right now I'm here, linear.
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay,
All right, man. Thanks, man. Steve,
thank
back to you,
you.
man. Well, thank you, Steve. I am back. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions on that. I've been following along. Tom says, what about 10 Gen? Look, doesn't they all work pretty fine, right? And I think 10 Gen is great for like beginners. I think they're a little bit more affordable, if I remember correctly, from a pricing perspective than some of the bigger players out there. But 10 Gen is great too. I've had their founder on. So yeah, Tom, I think it's more about go with what you got. Like I would always start off with the Meta SDK first. And then as I start to scale, or you go multi-channel, that's when you probably want to start really considering a MMP. But you look, AppsFlyer is a partner of ours. So, I'm always going to say AppsFlyer. And they're the biggest. So you know what? I'm always going to say them. All right. That's a okay. Oh, there. That's what I wanted. Okay. This is much better. You guys don't want to see me like this, right? Like, no, you. Where am I? You guys don't want this, do you? I think I like, wait, what am I doing? I like this better. You guys let me know. I don't want to go full screen on you. All right. I want to shout out a few people because Nardine, I'm gonna tell you talk about that a little bit as well. Uh Arc loves to code. Yes, I love this. So you are, where's that comment? Where did it go? Yeah. He said he's watching most of our videos and he's the point seven, not even 1%, point 0.7 for 2025. Dude, thank you so much. If you guys got like those Spotify and I happen to be in the top, like somebody send me email. Don't send me email. Go share it on Instagram and like tag me. I'm happy to repost it and do something cool for you. All right. Yassine says, hey, what platform do you recommend for ASO? It depends on your needs. One of our partners is ASO Mobile. They've been a longtime sponsor of ours. And let me share my screen. Sorry, guys. I will bring it back up here. And I've been loving their tool because one of the things that I've been, sorry, guys. Let me bring it here. One of the things I've been figuring out, and I used to love AppFollow for this, is trying to figure out ways to do keyword research without having to like really think through all the keyword research stuff. And I'm finding that ASO Mobile is really great at that. And so we're going to do a real full breakdown. What we're doing is through our app founders community, we've got a couple of people who submitted their apps, and we're going to do their ASO live using ASO Mobile. So I'm going to do a live ASO breakdown for you guys next week to show you exactly how I do keyword research, which, spoiler alert, will already be done. The spreadsheet that we put together for our clients. And then based off that spreadsheet, I'm just going to show you and what I would optimize for the title, subtitle, and all that stuff. And so we're going to do that live for you guys next week. But check it out. They got a great offer right now. Yassine, for if you use App Masters 40, you can get 40% off any of their plans. But you can start for free, test it out. What I really like them for is obviously keyword monitoring, but then keyword research. That's been the hardest part because ultimately, guys, like finding the right keyword will change the game. That's what really truly changes the game. Okay. All right. Let's go back to just me. How do I remove? See, don't want that one. Give me that one. All right. The Nadir has a question. I update subscription for a consumer app yearly from $29.99 to $49 with trial and weekly. So, Nadir, this app you said is an AI detector. I'm assuming this is like a bypass AI app. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my assumption. The way you're subscribing, you're doing it right now, is the way I started with my AI app as well. and it didn't. I saw the same thing. Nobody was buying. We were getting downloads because, like I talked about, distribution first. We knew that people were searching for these keywords. We built the app because we knew people were searching for it. And then we started to pretty much monetize or get downloads right away. The monetization we were getting sales right away, but it wasn't as high as it is right now. And let me just show you what we did to our app that 3x the revenue. So this app's about $3,000 a month right now, pretty much all organically. I'm running a little bit of Apple search ads. And to Ben's point, when I said that, that's the app we're trying to scale with Meta ads. And it's been unprofitable, but we're trying to learn along the way. I'm eating my own dog food by telling you guys, hey, look, Meta takes time. We're trying to be patient with Meta and try to get it higher in the rankings. Okay, let me show you this. So here's what I would do for these type of apps, Nadir. This is it. Add to stage, move to this paywall. So we started with the similar pricing as you, right? We're doing a 7-day trial on the yearly with a $50 offer. We switched to this paywall, 3x the revenues immediately. And I kind of share this. If you look at, again, if you watch all our videos, man, my computer is so slow. The spoiler alert thing was, look, it was already getting downloads. So here, this is the official paywall. And you see this being a paywall that's very popular in AI apps. So if you do free trial unenabled, you get the yearly. If you enable it, you get the weekly. And when we switch to our weekly, like putting the trial on the weekly, that's when it completely changed the game. So here is where our revenue numbers. So the first 3 months when we launched last year, we were making about roughly like, $2,000 for the first 3 months. And you can see a lot of people are activating the trials for this yearly, but nobody paid. And then the yearly just made $800 within the 3 months. So September, at the end of September, so October, so pretty much mid-January. And then we switched to this paywall in February, the next February, March, April, next 3 months. Watch this. We grew the weekly, was our most popular. And the yearly now, without the trial, made $1,000. So the yearly actually made more money without a trial than it did with the trial. So that's the advantage for that. Now I see more people joining us live. Now that I'm here live. Okay. H, there you go. A lesson learned. Okay. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Okay. Thank you, Steve. I'm following for recently. Yassine says, thank you, Steve. I've been following you for a year. Recently, I published an app in Google Play and I got just $0 to 40 downloads after a week. Daily downloads around 10. Do you have any recommendations? Yassine, without knowing anything about your app, custom store listings. That's what I would do. They work the best. One of our better case studies from this year, and I'm proud of everything, by the way, but we launched an app on Google Play. We got it to like $6,000 to $8,000 a month, purely organic and using custom store listings. So custom store listings is the way to go on Google Play. Okay, most users are from Middle East. I didn't publish on App Store yet. That's fine. Should waiting 6 months before making optimized keywords? What do you think? I don't know what that means, but I try to rotate keywords every month. I have a idea of which keywords I want to really push. And then if it doesn't work, the next month I change it. All right. Nadir says, thank you. You're welcome. All right. Got a lot of questions now. Ever try TikTok ads? Absolutely. So one of our clients, we did much better on TikTok than we did Apple search ads and Meta. And so TikTok, for the most part, they get cheaper installs. Definitely true, but not a lot of people trying to monetize. So the revenues just aren't as strong on TikTok. It depends on your audience, right? And for this particular app, it was a nursing app targeted towards nurses. And we knew, well, the client told me nurses are very popular, like love TikTok. And so we targeted nurses on TikTok, and that worked a lot better than targeting nurses on Meta, Instagram, or Facebook. And so, yeah, absolutely, it does work. Sup, Grow? What's up, dude? Miss you so long. Love the growth your page is doing. Thanks, bro. Good to see you here. All right. Do you have any suggestions for tools for making app screenshots? In fact, we do. We've got a brand new partner that's going to be coming up. H, can you give me that link to that partner? And then I'll share this, but really cool tool. Yeah, app screens. There you go. There. H is on top of it. This is why I love H. Okay. App screens. So actually, it was funny enough, like somebody in our community said, hey, had the same question. And they said, hey, check out app screens. And literally like the day before app screens reached out to do some partnership. So stay tuned. We're gonna do some cool stuff with them. Maybe we'll got an offer for you guys as well. But check it out. It is a lot of people use it. And if you want to do like any type of localization, we're going to be testing out localization next year as well. And like really trying to push let's say just the non-English speaking markets. So I really think that's the future. There's a couple of things that I think are going to be big trends in 2026. And one of them is going to be localization. And when you're going to do that, you're going to need app screens to help you quickly localize for all the different languages. Because I've just heard from, my advantage that I have is I get to talk to so many people, and I've seen revenue numbers from all these other markets outside of the US. I've talked to all these people and I'm like, okay, well, why are we always focusing on the US? Not to say like I'm in the US, so like I get it. It's a big market. It's the biggest market. It drives the most revenues for most people. But if you're outside of the US, don't shy away from this. That's why I had Ben on. That's why I had the NubCal guy on as well. And I said, hey, I saw his revenue numbers. We're working with them. I was like, dude, do you want to do an interview and kind of share this with the public? And, luckily he agreed. So that's it, man. Okay. Awesome. All right. H, I wonder, do you have any dad jokes? You do? Okay. All right. Well, let's do some dad jokes and H and I will play against each other. I love that little music, H. All right, H. Well, do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
Yep, you go first, Steve.
I go first? Okay. You scaredy cat. Are you scared? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always scared.
Always scared.
You always win.
I like this one, but my wife tells me it's better if you read the punchline. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post the punchline after I say the joke. All right, here we go. Let me write it out and then I'll hit enter after I read the joke. All right, H. Why can't you hear a librarian going to the bathroom?
Why, Steve?
Okay, here it is. I have to give a delay because they. Oh, shoot, I got to shit. Okay, there you go. All right. I was dying last night when I shared this with my wife. Okay. Okay, thank you, Frank.
Okay.
All right, what you got?
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Rocking.
Rockin'? Rockin' who?
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
All right. Love it. Adam, Happy New Year, or Happy Friday. Watch the replay. Just join in midstream. So, hey, all you got to do is put S if you thought my it was better, and then put H if you thought H's joke was better. And then we're doing something different now. You get to decide. Joe won last week. He wanted access to our App Founders community. So we give you a free quarter off of us, or you can get a free Indie App Santa promo. And guys, Indie App Santa is back. Okay. We are back in the App Store through a different brand. So I'm going to post it on here if you guys want to check out the app. I'm super excited. We have an update that we're trying to submit, but Apple let us back in, and it is called, oh shoot, let me pull it up. But I'm so proud of the team and what we've accomplished. So thank you, Apple, for forcing us to pivot and think through what we should do with Indie App Santa. And I just love this pivot so much more. Here it is, the app. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like the iPad version. Let me copy and paste into the App Store. Okay, here it is. All right, I'm going to show that. Okay, good. All right, give me some more. Oh, all right. H, you're getting some jokes. Okay. I want to show this off because I'm super proud. It is called Comet, and it's based off of, it's a reindeer name. So I want to go off of, so with Indie App Santa, we're going to push more productivity apps, utility apps that you would use on a daily basis. Super simple. You have habits, track them. After your habits are done, you get the deals. And Apple said, okay, that's fine. So really cool pivot that my team was able to accomplish together. And we really like this idea. Right now, we got a little bit of a bug fix where you don't see the deals anymore after you close the app. You only see it the one time you finish your habits. And so we're trying to push that live into the App Store as we speak. We've already submitted it, but it's back. So all you people that thought that I wasn't coming back, that I was doing some funky stuff, I know you. I've got screenshots that you said all this crap. It ain't any of that stuff. We are back and better than ever. So take that. And we've got Firefox as one of the people who signed up for Indie App Santa. And so Firefox, go check it out. Firefox, look, if you want a private browser, check it out. It is live, baby. Right now, you can't search for comment. So I'm going to post. Let's post this link, H, into our description.
Yeah.
I think you have to post comment exactly. Comment dash habit tracker.
Habit tracker.
No, that's yeah. I don't even think you can search
Just-
for Indie App Santa and show up. But anyways, we'll post
Just
the
a
link.
few days, Steve. Just a few days, and people
We'll
can
be
just
we'll be there.
search.
I'm gonna prove that
Yeah.
we're good with ASO. All right, we'll be there. Yeah. So okay, I saw an X that a client was promoting their app through Indie App Santa, but their Apple account got terminated. Any idea why? I haven't heard this, so please send me that tweet. I don't think it was through Indie App Santa. The reason why, if they got terminated, because look, if they got terminated, somebody would be responding to us. So I don't think it was through Indie App Santa, because they should have responded to us. Stop asking for reviews. If you're going to give a lifetime offer for free, the mistake that I made were a couple of things. I hacked it. So I'm always going to, if you're a hacker, you're going to get in trouble eventually. What Apple does not like is that you're giving away something for free and asking for a review in exchange. If you do not do that, just like Ben said in his video, Tech News 527, what kind of tech news are you? Okay. Ben even said it. He did it. He gave a lifetime free, and then because he didn't ask for a review, never got it. One of our most recent Indie App Santa customers from last couple of days, he got like 16,000 downloads. He actually did ask for a review. He got 300 new reviews, no email. So look, you're gonna have to be careful. I saw on Reddit somebody got terminated because he posted on Reddit with the lifetime free asking for a review, and he got like 300 downloads and 300 reviews right away, and Apple terminated his account. So I don't think it's us, because we would have known if it was us. All right. Okay. Yuva says 12% hard paywall conversions, but low installs, tight budget. What's your best way to increase volume fast? ASO, Apple search ads. Yeah, I mean, Yuva, we just covered this with Ben. ASO and Apple search ads first and foremost. Do that. We're actually thinking about acquiring an app, and they're relying on ASO and ASA. That's it. They built it, multiple six figures, and they just did it through that. And so I really like it. Influencer, UGC, and meta creatives, they get expensive. So one, you better have money. You said you have tight budget, so you don't. So you have to have patience, okay? Which is really hard. ASO and ASA, you can get going right away. So I would just do that. Yeah, they are straight up terminating accounts. It's brutal out there. So do not ask for a review. Do not ask for a review. You'll be okay without it. I even did it with our apps. I just stopped asking for a review, and we've run a couple of things through Indie App Center for our own apps. I'm doing it for my own stuff. I'm not afraid. Okay. And plus, you know what? I'll pivot. Just like we got Indie App Santa back on the App Store, we're pivoting. I already got ideas about to make it work. We're gonna make it work. Trust. I've been doing this for a long time. Okay. H, I just discovered, because we just recorded a new video, I've been in the App Store since 2010. I've been saying 11. But because we went back down the memory lane. Yeah. All right. I need to start ASA now. Would like to start at the same time as another. And yeah, Adam, let's go, baby. Come on. For those brave enough, for those who are thinking different, come on, Apple. You told us to think different. That's what we're doing. We're thinking different. Stop penalizing us for thinking different. Seriously, man. All right. H, we're gonna go long. All right, you guys. I see the people here. So if you're gonna stay with us, let's go. H, why don't we just pick a winner right now? Screw it. Let's
go.
Let's pick a winner. Tell me who won the dad joke round. Give it to me, baby.
So the score is 4-2, and Steve, you won the round.
6 votes for all these people that are here. Gosh, guys. Okay, go ahead, H. Spin that wheel. You want to bring it up to the screen? I won't touch it. Okay, yeah, you go for it. Let's pick a new winner, not the same winners.
Yeah, let's pick a new winner.
Jamie? Okay, cool. Where's Jamie?
Jamie. Yeah, Jamie's there. Yeah.
Where's Jamie? Who did Jamie vote for? Let me look up real quick. Jamie. All right, Jamie. Reach out to me. Just email me, steve@appmasters.co, and then we will, or .com, when we will hook you up. And you get to decide free Indie App Santa promo or 3 months free of App Founders community. Just let me know in that email. So congratulations, Jamie, for that. All right. Super simple. Great stuff. Oh, I've got some questions. Yeah, okay. So Niazal. Okay, I've developed a very good app. Okay. And it's called a Kalino calorie counter, but it already live in both. So, but not sure how to market it. So Kiaza, you can go to appmasters.com/audit, and then we'll do that for you, just like we're about to do for the apps that I've done. But then just watch our YouTube videos, bro. Like that's the best I can do. Okay. Get that ASO boost to jumpstart the ASA, right? That's what I prefer to do. I mean, that's why I came up with the whole idea, Adam, was with this whole lifetime free ask for a review. I was like, okay, I'm willing to spend money on apps to make it grow. All right. So this is back in 2023. It's like, how do I get to 100 ratings really fast? And that's how I came up with that idea. Now I can't get to 100 ratings that fast anymore, but I think I can get to 50 really fast. But I won't tell you guys publicly because everybody will start doing it. And then Apple will be like, stop doing it and start sending emails. So fortunately, don't blame me. Okay. Blame the boss. Okay. I love the boss. It's Apple. Blame the boss, Apple. I love them though, but blame them. All right. Let's get into the apps. Age. Enough. Okay. We've got an app from Kirill. Says it's a speedster app. So speeds. Find trips without fines. Tired of getting speeding tickets? Let us stay, they're going to tell you where all the speeding cameras are. Pretty interesting app. Just general opinion on the app and how the monetization works. Okay. Wow. You're just letting people break the law. I'm just kidding. All right. Speed cams. So what I would try to do is, I'll go into ASO mobile and I'll kind of go through, where is it? Keyword finder? No, keyword check. Yeah. So speed cams. Let's see if there's any volume around that. Maybe not that much traffic for this kind of app, speed cam. So I don't know if people are searching for speed cams right here. It's very interesting. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I'm using ASO mobile to kind of figure out if they are or not. Let me see. Let me move around. Yeah, here. Speed cams. Try Ukraine. All right. Hilarious. Yeah, Kirill, it's your app, bro. Ukraine. Okay. Sometimes it's a little bit harder outside of the US. But if you know, like you seem to know, if people are searching for it, I know Ukraine. I guess you gave me the Ukraine URL UA. And now I know the Ukraine URL. So if you figure that out, well, amazing, bro. That's amazing. 1.4 thousand reviews. Love it. Okay, so it looks like you're doing good. Find trips without fines. I love it. Spreetzer, don't worry about speed cams. We'll cover you. Discover all the speed cams in your city or country. Really cool. All right, let's get into the monetization then, because it feels like you've figured out distribution. I'm just going to check this. 1 month. Okay, cool. That's my app. Okay, let me get into the app. And we'll figure out the monetization. Kirill, you let me know what happens after this. Okay. You know what, Kirill? Hopefully I'm not gonna show my address. Okay. Let me be quick on the trigger for this. All right. Welcome to Speedster. Love it. Oh, I love the little turn on and okay. This is the location part. Turn on notifications. Sure. Location. Sure. I need to show you guys my location. Great. Make sound louder. Sure. All right. 7 days. Okay. I do like this paywall. I think what I would test is, because it's an obvious app, Kirill. So here's some paywalls that I think would do a little bit better for you. The ways that I would do this is like maybe even test out a weekly offer. Okay. So they're all free 7-day trial. So one thing would be just put a 7-day trial on your most popular plan. Right now, if it's annual, I'll just go to the Ukraine one. Where's the App Store? If it's annual, then just leave the trial on the annual. Looks like the monthly is the most popular one for you right now, and the annual. So put the trial on I would remove the trial on that. And then even this, like I might just say like, $199 for the first week. And then that renews at the yearly. I think that's the trend moving forward. So I might try that, right? So you have a semi-annual, you have an annual, only the annual has a trial. And then you have a weekly plan, like a low price weekly plan that renews at this. Now, keep an eye on your LTV of the monthly. If the LTV on the monthly is already high, don't do anything. Keep it that way. But what I would try to do is move things around so that you can get people to subscribe to ultimately what you want them to subscribe to. The paywall that I would be testing if I were you is, I'm just giving away all my free stuff. This gets me in trouble. Okay, let me pull it up. I'll show you the visual real quick because I think it'll perform better. All right, Carl. So let's assume the weekly is the winning one. I'm going to show off this paywall to you. All right. Let's see if good. This one right here, this first one. So obviously, like you already know what the tagline should be. So put the tagline, show a visual. You kind of have this in your app, this visual, but a better visual. We don't care about ads, right? Like we don't want to get in trouble. So show a visual of like us not getting in trouble. There, something like this. Something like this, right? And because it's easy. And then here is where you can promote the weekly or the monthly, the yearly, I'm sorry, right? That was the yearly. So yeah, that was our next idea to do. Good, perfect. So here's where you go 7 days free, then $40 a year. These ones that are here at the bottom now are your 6-month and your monthly or your weekly, whatever you decide to do. I know you'll figure that part out and just copy this paywall. It will work better for you because what we found is Continue works better on iOS versus Start Free Trial on Android. So if you're Android, Start Free Trial works better. On iOS, Continue works better. And I just think that this gets kind of lost, but moving towards something like this would be a better winning paywall. So let me know what happens, Kirill, and congrats, man. It looks pretty awesome that you've done pretty well. So if you're doing good, reach out to me, man. Maybe you want to come on and share your story, because if you're doing well in Ukraine and making money in there, I want to really highlight more entrepreneurs making money in other parts of the world. And so I'd love to have you on. Just reach out to me. Okay. Let me see if there's a question in there. Adam, we got in the tracks. Adam said, we got through the cracks. We did 5,000 downloads and got 50 reviews. We had a prompt for a rating deep in the onboarding after an aha moment. That's thinking that's why it's not flagged. Shh. Why should I even share that? Yeah. Nice, Kirill. Yeah, it's 5K MRR now in Ukraine mostly. Yeah, dude, let's do it. If you're open to coming on, sharing it, I would love to have you on. Okay. Adam says, Steve, we had redeem gift as the call to action on the first paywall screens. Oh, sick. How's that doing better? Is that doing better, Adam? That sounds like a great idea, actually. That sounds like a great idea. All right, for you guys are not following or not sure what Adam's talking about, let me pull up the visual for you guys. Oh, man, people are still here. All right, love it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. They only show up to the live versions. They don't care about the recorded Steve. It's the same Steve, but they don't care about it. All right, my computer is so freaking, my internet's insanely. All right, guys, so what I've been saying is I love the Resemi flow, and shout out to Resemi, and now everybody's copying it. But maybe it's my fault. I'm not helping. So maybe Adam, you're saying redeem GIF. hey, we offer 7 days for free so everyone can cook with recipe. Instead of try for free, you change that to redeem gift. I'm saying this is only for the free lifetime offer. I see. Got it. We had redeem gift as a call to action. Recipe, and then was very interested in 9% dollar redeem the lifetime. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's the other way. If you're a developer, I know, Kirill, you have this activate promo code. Oh, okay. This is the Apple built-in Apple promo code, but we've done it through a promo code / offer code as well, and it works, to offset what Apple is, triggering Apple. So that's another way to do it. You can build it internally. And so we've got some exciting new products that we're working on officially that can't announce yet, but that will help you hopefully drive more revenues and all these little growth hacks without getting in trouble with Apple. But we've got some new things that we're working on that we're testing on our apps first to make sure it works. And then we'll bring it to you guys and allow you to try it out too. Okay, cool. Hi from Afghanistan. That's awesome. Could you review it? Yeah, I can. I told you I can, and I will. There's a way. I can and I will. You just got to go show it at masters.com/audit. That's what you got to fill it out. Fill it out. We'll do it. Okay. Let's get into this. Thanks. We'd love some info on this. Outcome-based in-app messaging. Okay. First time seeing the horizontal 3-step paywall, thinking of having either wide stack paywall prices or 3 next to each other. Is it be to keep them different? Yeah, that's a great question. So the 3-step paywall works. We've seen it work for most apps, especially if you're promoting the yearly offer. We tried it for our weekly offer, that paywall I showed you guys here. Let's just work together, right? That's what this is all about. That's what this community is all about. So we tried it with this paywall, that 3-step. It didn't work as well, okay? But when we do it for yearly, it generally works better for most apps. Sometimes it doesn't, but most of the time it does. The offer here, the actual paywall. So one of our clients did this, and I believe they did rows versus columns. They're like rows versus columns. If I remember correctly, rows did slightly better than columns. So, and I like rows better because then I can do like this. You can see the difference and do analysis like, hey, yearly is only $1 a week, whereas weekly is $7 a week. And surprisingly enough, most people sign up for the weekly. All right, let's get into the last app. Javen. Javen's app is right here. Monetization app flow. So it's a future baby generator. What if H and I had a baby? What would that baby look like, H? We want to know, right? Like we should want to know. All right, so let's figure this out. And he wants monetization help. So I will get into just the monetization stuff. Let me do this real quick. Okay, cool. It's kind of scary going live. No, it's not. There's been times where I was like, oops, I shouldn't have shared that part. Let me change that. All right, welcome to Hap B. All right. Choose mother's photo. Choose father's photo. Generate AI baby. Share your creations. Awesome. Okay. So one of the things, Javin, that we've seen work with other photo apps in the past is asking for photo access actually increase conversions because you've kind of got them committed a little bit, right? Like, hey, we need, so right before this paywall, ask for that photo access. Here, I would switch, this might be a revenue cap paywall. I would give that 3-day weekly free. I think it will help. I think it will help. Where we launched an app with no trials and we were generating money, as long as you get downloads, you can generate money, right? So we were generating money. So not to say that you need a trial, but I would test that out and maybe default to weekly because frankly, this is a one-time use app. I've got a couple of pictures. I'm happy with it, right? Great. All right. Let me add my photos. You guys don't need to see what's in my photo thing. Oh, cool. I like this. So I can use my own photos or I can pick somebody. All right. I love Bruno. Let's pick Bruno. Mother. Let's say, what if Bruno got with, this is not Emma Stone. This is Ariana Grande. All right. Well, I'm going to pick Ariana. That's not Rihanna. Bro, this is not Rihanna. That's Emma Stone. Anyways, I'm going to pick Ariana. Let's generate baby because I think those two would make a cute baby. Sorry, H, if I had a photo of us, we can do it. All right, it's waiting. And just like what Adam said, after this aha moment, oh, I like it. I like it. This is good. This is interesting. So now you can, because now I know this, the way this app works, you can't skip this onboarding paywall. I like it. Now, what you might want to do is show the photo, but just blur it out and then hit unlock, right? But it was a lot of me waiting because what am I waiting for? If I'm waiting for it and all you do is show me a paywall, be careful. Maybe there's some haters out there that'll give you a 1 star. What I would do is just show a blurred out version of the photo and then see like, hey, see, then show the paywall. So I kind of like that. I would do both, right? Show the blurred out version, show the paywall on the onboarding, and then show the blurred version where I can hit unlock. What you can try to explore too, and we've seen good success with this, is make people watch an ad so they can either pay or watch an ad. Because of this, the nature of this app feels like a one-time use thing, and so by getting people to potentially watch an ad, you have another monetization channel that you can go with. And we are testing that with our own app, where we'll give away some free credits with our AI app just for you watching an ad. And there's reasons why I'm doing it beyond just the pure monetization standpoint. Great. I think that is it. So I want to thank our sponsors, Xsola, especially if you got a game, go check them out, xsola.com, xsola.com. I'm going to fill it up. This is why we're able to give away those indie app Santas and app founders community, because of their support. Sponsorship is not a huge channel for us, but when we meet some interesting sponsors, we want to highlight them for you. And so they got this web shop that you can create all by yourself, right? So if you got a game and you want to create this little web shop, and I do think that a more diverse monetization strategy is definitely the future of the App Store in 2026. So check out xsola.com. And then obviously I've already talked about them. I'm talking about them in next week's ASO live teardowns and live ASO. I'm going to call it optimization. I get that the O and up. Anyways, double. We're going to do a live ASO next week using ASO mobile, really breaking down the tool. And I'm really loving this keyword research tool right here. So thank you to our sponsors then as well. Thank you to you guys for staying up. Look, there's over 100 of you right now watching. Thank you guys so much. I mean, I'm very honored. Oh, next week is almost Christmas. So I'm going to be all dressed up in Christmas gear. Hopefully you guys will be dressed up as well. And then make sure you tag me on all your social media if I somehow ended up in one of your Spotify raps. But I think that's it. H, what do you got? You got anything? No, that's it. All right. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'll see you guys next week. And then we're off for the Christmas break and we'll be back in the new year. And if you got any questions or anything that you want me to cover in a future live stream, just leave a comment below. Make sure you share this. One of our goals for H and I is to hit 100,000 and get that plaque from YouTube. So go share it with a friend. For those in Afghanistan, Nazil, I'll do you a favor. If you can get 100 people from Afghanistan to subscribe, I'll speed up your app and I'll look at your app personally just for you. All right. All right, guys. Hey, have a great weekend. I do appreciate you guys for staying on and staying with me through all this time. Thank you guys. And for those who are coming back after a long delay, well, welcome back. I'll be here years from now. All right. PJ, good to see you, bro. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you. Bye.